What is architecture? Architecture is the art of building. Before studying architecture here at the University of Florida, I saw it as only the aesthetics, or only the looks of the building. Now, in my third semester of design, I know that architecture isn't only aesthetics. It's so much more than that. In my first year of architecture, I learned that architecture is essentially designing and shaping space. I also learned that I was going to have to think about space as a much more complex thing. I had to think about the way a space makes someone feel, and think about the way that I was going to interpret these spaces in modeling and drawing. It seems like a very easy thing to get your ideas out, but it's actually another challenge I've had to overcome in studio. My biggest challenge I've had to overcome since the beginning of Design Studio is learning about architecture in a hands-on way. For architecture, there's no set-in-stone syllabus or itinerary to the lessons we're supposed to learn from, like all the other classes I was used to. I have to build, draw, or talk about the ideas I have to know that what I'm doing is architecture. Since there is no way of knowing what good architecture work is, that means that architecture students have to go through trial and error every time they're making something. This is what I find the most interesting about architecture, discovering new ways to show my ideas in a way that others can understand it. In this video, I am building a final model for a project in Design Studio 3, or as we architecture students call it, D3. This entire project started with a symphony called Peter and the Wolf. We were told to listen to the symphony, which had a children's story being narrated during it, and draw what we thought of the narration. We had no pictures of the story, just what our minds made of what we heard while listening. I did several iterations of drawings trying to understand the symphony in a different way than most people would interpret it. From this, we began to build models from our drawings to get a different view of our ideas. This video shows the process of my building and my finalized model. This is what all the Design Studio models turned out to be, most of which took long, hard hours of continuous work in studio to complete, and most show the hard work that these students put into them. So when people ask me what architecture is, I don't say architecture is the art of building. I say, come see what architecture is.